You are in Sigil. You have made quite a ruckus inside the mortuary as you snoop around for information and retrieve a significant quantity of information. There he is. From Brother Relayan's office. Shortly after, Lavender banished him to another plane, and he didn't come back. After a quick scuffle with some of Lileli's soldiers, you grabbed what you can. Tia has teleported you out into a nearby alleyway, and Moreau has opened the door to nowhere, shining light from beyond. Him gesturing, you've all run through. Some of you've had a very weird sensation for a few seconds as you step through this door.
Oh no, did Matt die?
I think Matt died.
Is it not just me?
Oh, Matt died.
Yeah, for a second I was like, was that just me?
Hello.
Hello?
Hey,
I was
Matt.
thinking of that too.
And can you hear me?
We can now.
Yeah.
We can now.
What was the last thing you heard?
You stepped through the door, I think,
yeah.
basically.
Used the light and then you stepped through the door.
Yeah, it's a big cliffhanger.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
It's
Some of you have a weird feeling as you step through the door, and then that was it. End.
But you shrug it off as nah, that was nothing. A flash of confusion before you step out to the other side. Chris, would you like to explain what they all see?
Okay, so you follow Moreau into this much larger space. Stepping into this space, you find yourself in a large wood-panelled room with a dark wood parquet floor. On the left-hand side of the room is a fully stocked bar with shelves of various spirits and wines, behind which you see a translucent spectral figure, human. Probably it would have been quite attractive thing, like short blonde hair, slicked back, very put together. They wear an apron and stand with a glass in one hand and wiping it with a towel in the other. To the right is a lounge area with high-backed burgundy leather chairs, fancy sofas surrounding a number of card tables. Opposite the entrance directly is an archway framed by a pair of red velvet drapes leading into another, much, much larger space beyond, from which you hear the sound of music coming. Moreau kind of wanders through and goes, welcome to my humble abode.
I'm sorry. Where did you pull this from?
It's a trick I learned. It's somewhat of an interesting little thing. It might help protect us, keep us safe. And you can just, if you fancy getting a drink from my man over there. That's a Halber over there. He will assist you with any drink orders you wish. And then he gestures through. He said, "If you can take a seat here, or if you want, there's another room beyond here. We can, if you fancy, sit down at the table. There's a meal or something. You've all got your own room here, by the way. It's somewhat larger than would normally expect."
Well. This is swanky. I like it.
I'm sorry. Did you say that we each have a room here? What is this? What?
This is my magnificent mansion. A little bit of a trick I learned to stay safe while we're traveling. Somewhat of a recent acquisition. If you come through to the dining room, you might get a bit of a better view. And Moreau kind of leads you all through into the next room, which is dominated by this large sweeping staircase on the far side. The floor is covered in dark blue tiles inlaid with gold filigree. In the center of the room is a long mahogany table piled high with food, various plates of roasted vegetables, chicken, beef, pork, venison, all sorts of different seafood. As you enter the space, you look up and can see a large chandelier, a wooden gallery running around the upper level with numerous doors leading off. The ceiling has a number of painted reliefs in it, some of which you recognise. Levistus' palace, Strahd von Zarovich being crushed under Thog's boot in Castle Ravenloft. To the left of the room, on a raised stage, is the source of the music is revealed to be coming from a large string quartet of spectral figures. And to the right, there is a pair of double doors, wooden double doors with brass handles that lead off. And then there are two other corridors, one at each side of the staircase, leading off to different spaces beyond.
Hey, well, this sure beats the floor of Blackstaff's tower, that's for sure.
I have to say, this is the first time casting this. I'm somewhat impressed myself.
This is the first time? Brand new thing? You did well?
Yeah, brand new. I've been thinking about it for a while, but I somehow just worked it out. I don't quite recall how, but Miss Lavender, I think there's something you will definitely be interested in if you want to come this way, and points to the double doors over here.
Well, of course I only ever stayed in places like this when I was pretending to be nobility, so to be invited is another thing.
What?
And he opens the door, and there's this vast room filled with books. A desk, a desk in the center of the room, two sofas for reading, a large globe showing Faerun on one side, and to the right he gestures to the table. There is a large cork board with a set of red string wrapped in a bowl, wrapped up on a little shelf. Because I believe you would enjoy this particular room. I can't say I've read every volume in here, but I guess I must have done at some point, though I don't quite recall when.
Oh, Moreau, this is perfect!
Upon hearing books, you hear a small stirring sound right next behind you. The tiny kobold head peeked through the door.
Here. Sorry.
Can we count dips?
I'll race you to read them all. And she'll come on in.
I do.
And
Here, and Dayak, there is one thing as well that I think you will especially like. If you don't get too excited by the books, something I think you'll like up here. And he gestures beyond to another set of double doors further up.
I can't duplicate myself just yet. All the books to read.
How about you show me and I'll tell Tia by the time she's recollected herself.
Absolutely.
I'll just grab a few books on my way.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
And he leads Tia and Dayak past another room. This is like there's a large fire in one side. A seat and various pedestals with a number of macabre artifacts on, portraits around the outside with people who all look a little bit like Moreau in various garbs. But he passes that and opens the door to a large space, stone floor, workbenches in the center of the room, a large forge, toolboxes, one of those wheel for sharpening implements, like a small Tesla coil in one side of the room, and said, I think this will be might suit your requirements if you want to work on anything. Now, nothing can leave the confines of this place, but if you use the tools to work on something that you've already brought the materials in for, I hope it will be of service in some way.
It's been a while since I've had a proper workshop. Wow.
And if there's anything you wish that you might like, also what's in your rooms.
Well, that's incredibly impressive.
Well, thank you. I do. This is something for the group to assist us all. So anything you wish here to take a look around, it is beyond my capabilities, but whatever I visioned for tools. The next time I cast this, if you got any specific requests, please let me know, and I'll try and accommodate them as best as my imagination allows.
Well, this place is certainly larger than my own Go workshop that I usually carry around. This is nice.
Well, I'm glad you approve. I'll see if I can get some of our other friends situated, and he'll wander back into the main room and say to those of you who are more martially inclined, Meridia Tharg, Tefel, Hunter, I believe possibly yourself as well. You may want to look in if you want a place to let off steam. He gestures over to another room over here, behind the stairs. This is I believe, I think I would like to call it the danger room. There's, you see, like, basically mannequins, in suits of armor, various weapons racks, targets, a large mat on the floor. It's like if you wish to train here, use anything to hone your specific skills, that's all here for you.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Moreau. This will be perfect.
From the other
As I
room.
said.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
Just from the other room in the library, you just hear Lavender kind of whizzing around, and what I imagine one of those, like, the book ladder things that go across the wall.
Oh yeah, 100% that has that.
And you just feel like, this is so fucking cool!
I'm afraid you attach a third arm to help with carrying books.
She'll be starting to, like, kind of flurry through the papers in her bag and sticking them to the pin board.
Yeah, get yourselves situated. There'll be dinner coming out very shortly. And he clicks his fingers, and a number of spectral servants start to make their way, coming around with like a waiter at a wedding with like drinks, kind of in various forms, in like all sorts of weird and wonderful concoctions, kind of going around, like just offering you drinks as you're wanting to be taken. There's one of whom's a halfling, one of whom's tabaxi, or just kind of floating around.
Having a quick glance over the bookshelves, what sort of books does Moreau collect?
You see a lot of stuff on various things on the Domains of Dread. So there is like guides, like maps and stuff of Barovia. You see a Darkon mentioned, Mordant. You also see things about hauntings. You see, in fact, that's kind of a general thing. But if you want it more deeper, make an investigation check for me, please.
Count me up. Time to make it double.
Nice. So that was through Lavender's sheet, and that's 24.
24. I'd say with a 24, you can see like the focus is there's a very wide collection here. Like he seems to be incredibly well read. Like you haven't really seen Moreau read very much, but there's a lot of stuff in there. You do notice a Book of Silvermist at one point. You also notice a lot of stuff on Dark Lords. Lot of kind of materials, like just flicking through, you see like he's trying to, like, a lot of it's supposition and rumor. There's a lot of history, again, a lot of history, and a lot of focus on artifacts and the arcane, particularly things around protection spells and conjuration, and divination. You also notice as well there is some stuff on healing potions, talking about how to create them from scratch, and medicine.
Oh, is it possible for me to write that down somewhere to take with me? Or would I already know how to make it?
I'll let Matt decide that one.
You can definitely make a note of it.
Yeah, I think I would at least copy that one over. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna spend a bit of time, like I say, organising the notes, drawing the pinboards between them, lots of unhinged scribbles between.
So Moreau will let you guys kind of spill around and take whatever rest you want, or he's gonna he'll kind of let you sit back, and he'll go and sit down in probably one of the lounge areas and look quite smug and take a drink.
As Moreau goes to leave, Meridia kind of just grabs his arm quickly and goes, when you finished the spell, did you notice if anybody picked up the guy that we knocked unconscious?
Oh, did I notice that, Matt?
So notice whether anyone picked them up.
As in, did we bring the person with us or not?
And you did.
Oh,
or if we left the person that we knocked unconscious and knows us at the place we just ran from?
Knocked unconscious and tied up.
Oh, God.
Because Moreau didn't cast the teleport spell.
Oh, piss.
That was Tia.
Fuck.
Oh well.
Oh well.
They know to fear us.
They can't find us at the moment because we're in a pocket dimension.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. All right. Fantastic.
What happens on the outside of this? I'm not familiar with this particular spell. What's it work about?
So once the door is closed, you can't see it. So he will have shut. He would have immediately have shut the double doors when you entered. It is invisible until we leave and make our way out. In which case, the portal then becomes visible again. We've got about 24 hours worth of respite here. I can't cast it again, obviously, but once everything has to end, and we all get kicked out. As I say, we can't take. Although I can recast it, and everything would be the same as it is now. So if you want to make any notes or anything on here, you'd be more than welcome.
Oh, thank you very kindly. So, I guess they'll be looking for us now.
I guess so. They shouldn't be able to find us, though. This is a pocket dimension. We should at least be protected from most forms of scrying here, I believe.
I do apologize. I think that I'll probably be the one that will be the target of anything like that. Specifically since he knew me, but I didn't know him. But he knew who I was.
So, as word of your defection got round?
I mean, I knew it would happen eventually, but I was surprisingly covert for a lot of it. It's not in my forte of skills, but there were a lot of things not quite right, and a lot of things different to when I was last part of the order properly before I went out on my proving mission. And I got kind of some dodgy looks and some people being a bit like, why are you talking about that? What's going on? But I was, surprisingly good at, diverting away again in the conversational tracks. I knew it would happen eventually, where it would all come out and people would know, but I thought it would be a little bit later than now. As I'm saying this, I'm looking around the library. Do I notice the Book of Silvermist?
What is your passive perception?
9, Matthew.
Then, at a glance, no.
All right, okay. And I'll just kind of do a sweep then, and then as I finish saying it, I'll come back and look you in the eyes, Moreau, and finish the sentence off.
As I said, you should be safe in here, but I'd be interested to hear about what the circumstances. I don't know if you relayed this to us before. Of the what made you leave?
I just found out the truth. I found out that it was all just bullshit. Like what they preach and what they write about and everything. It's all a sham. It's all a lie. She's not doing what she does for the betterment of the order of things, and keeping everything as the guardians of Grey, as they say. It's just she'll do anything that she can to gain more power, and she'll do it in any way she can, and she's done it incredibly well by hiding in plain sight this entire time.
It's unusual. I mean, before I entered into the Domains of Dread, I'd never heard of this creature before. That was Bobby 10, 11 years ago now.
Well, I was off on a proving mission. When I left my proving mission, it was about 5 years ago.
And you really didn't expect it to catch up by you by then?
No, I mean when I crossed back over, because I went through a portal to somewhere else.
Mm.
And when I managed to finally find my way back, it had been about 5 years. And then it was a couple, another year or two of covertly re-entering back into the children again to get the information that I needed. So it's only been a year or two, and I've been, I don't know, I thought it might have been a bit longer, but it's not like I've gone around murdering children of Silvermist.
Well, we certainly know we have something there. We saw the portals on the first floor, right?
Yeah.
And that is where clearly their base of operations is somehow.
It's like what Hunter said last time. It seems like their transport system. It seems where they send all the troops out is from there.
Where's the guy with the dragon when we need him?
That would be immensely helpful.
But seriously, we need to figure out the way to take that place out.
We need to destroy that.
The
How many,
tiny dragon or the large dragon?
Did he specify whether it was a big dragon or a small dragon?
I
I
don't know.
don't know. I'm asking.
He said he had a dragon friend.
I mean, technically, we have two.
I think
We-
Thog would chime in to say that if it's the dragon that she knows about,
Yeah,
pretty big.
that one would work then.
Hopefully, it's not just the ego that speaks.
I would hope so.
This might sound insane of me, but hey, what's new? What if we send some recon in? I would imagine that the troops are out looking for us, right? They don't know where we went.
I mean, as soon as somebody goes up there and sees 2 dead guards, runs through, no Father Bayor, and then the other guy, if they're still unconscious but at least tied up, as soon as they get them back around, they'll be able to tell things. So I don't know how much time we have, but I'm pretty sure they knew my name and could give my description, so they're definitely going to be looking for us.
My thinking being that perhaps this is the time the place will be the most unguarded. Or at least we can send something ahead, something that we don't have to go in ourselves knowing where things are.
Hunter sent spiders out last time. Maybe he would be able to do that again, have the spiders crawl to the mortuary, and then scout the place out. I'll ask Hunter that.
I think we
So
only need
is-
to destroy the portals.
Yeah, but to see if it's guarded or if there's less people there.
Yeah, we can scout beforehand.
Yeah.
Hunter is happy to do that, but he can't control them over different planes. And as you are currently in a pocket dimension, he wouldn't be able to do it from here.
No. But if he were to go outside of the door,
In that case, he probably could.
this distance is okay, right?
Our artificer friends, with this new workshop, do you think you can make something that might destroy the portal? Maybe we can carry it on a familiar or something like that.
Well,
We need
Moreau?
to have materials from outside of this place.
The question: how does your portal work?
The one that they have in this place.
You mean
Oh,
do you mean the entrance?
the entrance to Moreau's mansion or the entrance to the city?
The entrance to this, I don't know how the entrance to the city works, but I know the entrance to my the mansion. You just open it. If anyone who I give authority to can open it, which is just use.
Which one do you mean, Lavender?
Oh, I don't mean this portal. I mean the portal that's inside of the mortuary.
All the multiple. She means the multiple portal room that Hunter described at.
Right.
Well, if it works anywhere similarly to the ones that we had in the Blackstaff Tower, we could either set the location or do something tweaks to it.
As far as actual portals go, that's just straight up magic. It's not no, but that's not necessarily a invention.
I think
Okay.
the other problem with that is if we were to be able to carry a so-called portal, it's not a fixed set in place or space, so that means it's very likely that there will be a little bit of twist in the dimension, meaning that it'll be very hard to locate using that portal. In simple terms, you can go anywhere.
From the one inside, right?
If we were to move it and carry it. But if you just want to destroy it, we could potentially look at the ways to tweak its destination or something else so it no longer quite functions as a portal. But they probably will be find a way to fix it quite quickly though.
Would we know a way to tweak it in some way?
I'll bring out the Blackstaff Tower's portal device not device, but the scrolls related to the portal. We could always investigate and see what we can do with it.
Do you mean
The one
the
that they-
book that you got?
Yeah, I made a copy.
That's it details more how to operate the portals than to make one. But it does go into some detail about how that was done. It is a very lengthy process that requires a person at each end.
Well, we could always find a way to jam the portal if nothing else. I've seen a way to render it useless.
In what way?
Well, depending on how it operates, we might make it open permanently into a plane nobody wants to go to. But at the same time, that might be very dangerous, so maybe not.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to come out the other side, right?
My one
Yep.
concern with that plan would be we'd be unleashing all manner of hell on this on Sigil. And I can't, from what we've heard of the Lady of Pain, I don't think she'd be quite so happy with us messing with her particular area, particular domain of thing. We don't want to make more enemies.
You certainly are correct with that, Moreau. But I do also think that the hell is least of our concerns at the moment.
Very true.
So perhaps that plan would be a no-go. I don't think it will work too well, but you can always just bury the portal locations of it.
Moreau, it's around this time you get a small tap on the shoulder from one of the spectral servants, letting you know the food is ready.
Oh, thank you very much. If you want to be seated, the banquet food is served. And Murray makes his way to the head of one side of the table and takes a
Well,
seat. And
shall we?
awesome, Matt. You've got food.
Lavender plants her zombie friend right next to everything at the table.
How cute!
What do zombies
tuck
eat?
in.
I don't know.
What was that, Tia? Sorry?
What does undead eat? You know?
I don't know. Brains, I guess. Never really thought
The
about it.
brains? Why would they want to eat brains?
It's just their preference. Have you never tried brains before?
Tia will put a hood on. She's like, not mine at least.
You do notice that as they are newly created, they haven't been in existence for very long. There is a small misplacement every now and again of a dish or a plate, a glass. They're still getting used to this servant thing, but by the end of it, it's like a collective hive mind of learning. They seem to get the hand of serving you a very scrumptious dinner. There is a choice of food of all kinds. I'm sure Chris can describe to you in detail if he wishes.
Yeah, I think for this one, Moreau's gone for like a full-on like barbecue. It's like sticky ribs, the brisket, like long smoked in a done in one of those big smokers, just melts in your mouth. For anyone who's vegetarian, there are like various like deep fried battered vegetables. He's made sure it's catered to all counts. There is fine wine. There is again water, very as much as you could drink. is there for you.
Well, this is very kind of you to offer. Thank you. I haven't
Oh, it
eaten
is,
this well in, months.
It's
Yes,
no
it's good.
trouble.
Oh,
What do you
sorry,
say, Tia?
Sorry, I interrupted again.
No, you didn't. That was me.
It certainly is very delicious. Just wondering if we were thinking about the plants again. We could do something a bit more simple than destroying or creating an extra dimension or whatever. We could simply just bury them. Create a wall in front of it so nobody can actually pass through it.
Would it be a permanent thing?
I don't know, until they find out that the portal is behind the wall, then maybe not then, but until then, they'll be having a fine time finding it. Because I believe if the portal is not open, you won't necessarily detect too much magic out of it. Or maybe I'm wrong with that one.
Maybe not a wall, but maybe there's nothing we can do to collapse the whole building itself? Or at least the roof? Something on top of it? Would stop their access to it?
That's what I was trying to say. We could create a wall in front of it. So, they have to dig through it at least.
Right. At least it would set them back.
May I ask what these portals looked like? Were they like in were they like set in something like a much larger portal? What looked like an arcane gate kind of a setup, or was it just like glowing thing on the wall?
Hunter
seem
will
to- yeah.
describe what he saw as very similar to the archway you stepped through as you entered Sigil. They seem to be freestanding stone archways, nothing on either side, nothing in the middle, just an archway in the middle of a room. But there did seem to be about 8 of them.
I was thinking if they were against a wall, maybe we could play some of a little trick. Maybe block them up and then put a fake archway in front of it. Then they'll just spend ages trying to wonder if what's wrong with it. It's get magic signal, all that sort of jazz. But try and like hide them in plain sight, so to speak.
I see what you're going with that. We could try that.
But if they're in the middle of the room, then I think that might not be practical.
Do you think that maybe we could physically bring them down? Or do you think they might be protected in some magical way?
Would I know that, Matt?
You can certainly make an Arcana check.
Give it a go. That would be a 28.
28. You've not really had time to study them directly, but with anything physically made, magically imbued, or magic itself, anything and everything has a chance of being destroyed, damaged, broken, or dispelled. It's just a matter of the force you use against it. That said, with a 28, I'd also say you are aware of the stories of Sigil and it being the city of doors, city of gateways. It would probably also depend on whether these gateways were Sigil's gateways or Lelalia's gateways, as they would be two very different things to tackle and two very different kinds of outcomes in attempting to do so.
I'll relay that to the group.
Okay, so
problem-
that means touch no Sigil's gateways, but if it's the Ladies' gateway, you are free to do so.
Well, the problem we have here is we destroy the portals. It is a city full of doors. Lelia's forces may just move elsewhere. But if we destroy the forces, that there in itself becomes a void, a vacuum that Lilalia will just fill with more soldiers. We need something more permanent. Shut her out of Sigil for good. Stop her from
Well,
moving these forces all over and really wound her.
Based on people's snarky comments, it does look like that she doesn't necessarily have a very good reputation to begin with. What if we could add some fire to it in terms of humors or something?
That might be a good
In terms
idea.
of turning them against her, you mean?
Well, there are, I believe, quite a significant amount of people already against her. But since Sigil is a place you can't be openly fight, you can, however, use your words.
While you guys are discussing this, what's everybody's passive perception, just out of curiosity?
21.
20 exactly.
I know Eve, like Kate. Kate's is pretty good.
Alright. Well, the majority then, I would guess, because Meridia is also not the sneakiest of people. Like, as you're all talking, you would watch, like, you see Meridia kind of like, when Lavender says something that would really wound her, you see something sort of like click in Meridia's head. And she begins to, like, start rubbing her fingertips together as she's thinking, and her brow kind of furrows, and her head kind of slightly goes down a little bit, and her face just kind of darkens as she just kind of seems to contemplate something.
What is it?
He's got a 20 perception, a 23 passive insight, so he's going to kind of look at you, and it's kind of when Lavender says that, he'll follow it up and go, "Yeah, were you thinking of something, Meridia?"
Our game plan at the end of all this is to stop the regular, right? We're all in agreement that's what's happening, and we're going to do that by any means possible, right?
Mhm.
And she kind of just looks at everybody, waiting for everybody to kind of like respond.
Well, from what we've seen so far, of course.
I don't
And
think
that
there's
means
any
that
other
you're all,
in-game other than that.
and that means that you're all prepared to fight her, right? Even though she is still incredibly powerful.
Yes.
Well, there is something that would definitely wound her and the forces, and potentially the morale of everything as well. The last person that went to the mortuary was Catherine. Catherine is currently an honoured saint. She is the honoured saint of what used to be my order. The honoured saint have a retinue of guards with them, their own personal protection unit, and these people are the most zealotous of the Laliaites you've ever met. You thought Linvala was all about the Lalia. The honoured saints are a completely different ballgame. There are 3 honoured saints at any one time, and they are a step down from the Lalia and the Tranquil Watcher themselves. The Tranquil Watcher would also talk to them and discuss issue orders and whatnot for the Lalia. So if she's about, and if we could catch her without her retinue, or at least lesser amount of her retinue, and we could kill her, then it's a definite step in the right direction. That not only would it take out one of her like personal units, it would also be a good test, because honored saints are the best of the best in their field, in their chosen order. And if children knew that a defective child and a group of others were doing this to stop them and they killed an honoured saint, thinking that the Lelia and what everybody is are the most powerful, like that would even possibly shock and rock some of the foundations of the even some of the more zealotous beginners.
Right, but wasn't the last place we saw her inside the mortuary, right?
That was where I saw her name. I don't know how long she's been here, or how whether she's gone, or whether her last stay was soon or not, or how before us it was.
I will say you did see a time next to it as well.
What was the time?
She had been there a few hours before you arrived.
You'd been there a few hours before we arrived.
She
We
was
could,
the last person to visit before you guys turned up.
if somebody could make me look like another Shroud member, or potentially something, then I could do my best to.
No, they saw straight through that, right?
No. Only that other guy did. Only the higher up, because I didn't know what I was talking about. If a Shroud member is approaching around people and going, "Where is?" It depends. I would have to probably be Book. No, because even lower downs, like we don't question what a Shroud member is doing. So if you could make me look like another Shroud member, I could potentially go out and just ask around and say if they have seen Honoured Saint Catherine.
I thought both of them clocked us.
One was an illithid that
They-
read our
They
minds.
blocked us before we
Mm.
even got there because they'd been made aware
Yeah.
of us before we even got to
Yeah,
the
that's
reception.
I just wanted to say the reason they told us exactly is because they don't hold prisoners.
What? Sorry, T. I didn't catch the end of that.
Yeah, the only reason Tia said that the only reason that they saw through our disguise was because we brought prisoners to that place.
Mm.
That's
And
what
they
ticked
don't
them
do
off.
that.
Mm.
So if I was walking around as an Honoured Saint member and you made me look a little bit more regal, a bit more fancy, made everything shinier and as gaudy as possible, then perhaps that would mean that I would be higher up in the ranks, and I could just be like, where is Catherine? I could do a little bit of a recon scout to see if she's still around.
I don't know.
Because
Either way, need to
although we
back
might not be able to fight on Sigil because of the Lady of Pain, we could potentially follow her to where she goes through a portal and jump her as she comes out of the portal.
I was going to say that I wouldn't be up for fighting on Sigil. I don't want to make any further enemies, but if we, as you say, if we could get her somewhere else, we could possibly take her unawares with little backup around.
Can we scry on her, see where she is?
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, that's a you thing.
I can do it.
Can you scry from different planes though? You have to be on the same plane, right?
I believe so. We'd have to go back.
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah,
I
so
was
you just have
looking
to
at
open up the
scry.
front door, pop yourself out.
How long does it take? I'm trying to remember.
10 minutes.
It's that 10 minutes to do a scry. We could possibly, if you disguise yourself in some way, make you look like someone else, just in case they're still looking for us.
Oh yeah. So
Could I just do a kindly reminder that the Moreau did mention that if anybody goes out, the door will be visible.
We're down
Oh.
an alleyway, right?
Yeah, Moreau put it down the quietest alley he could find. There are still people about, so it would be a risk every time we open the door, but it's whether or not we think the chances are that it would.
Well,
I don't mind.
okay.
We can rest up here for the 24 hours if we like, and it's always something we can decide on.
Yeah.
What time of day is it out there?
It's currently about 3 p.m. However, when it comes to day and night, you're not sure how accurate a description that is in Sigil, because you're on a spinning wheel in addition to like there being a sun in the sky. You haven't currently seen the sun in the sky move. So
Well.
you don't know. However, it on your watches that I know a few of you will still have that I think Tia made for you, it's about 3 p.m.
Well, one could say it's a high noon.
Long noon if it's 3 p.m.
Yep, very long way. Oh, if it's at 3 p.m., we could have some tea as well. That sounds nice.
How is everyone looking in terms of their resources, spells, and various abilities?
I've still got a couple good to go. Like, I'm not in desperate need, but I don't know how
All right,
everyone else is.
myself.
I'm feeling good. I haven't used anything.
We've had a good meal, a little sit. We just need to sit. decide
Some
what to
might
do.
even call it a short rest.
Yeah, I'll grant you that. You can short rest.
Nice.
Okay, I'll short rest you.
Yeah, I won't be able to help with anything with the shoulders, but if you want to make something, I could potentially do something.
You said there was some rooms or something around as well. Maybe we have a tour of those in a little while.
Yeah, well, I can always give you a tour if you wish. That obviously more than welcome to spend whatever. If you want to go up to your rooms after you've eaten, have a lie down, maybe a sleeper. I can show you where they are. If anyone wants to follow me.
Are there soft pillows?
Oh, there are indeed. Everyone has their own room. I've tried to tailor it as best I can to your individual needs.
Lavender.
If I didn't know
Very
you any better, I would have
exciting.
thought. If I didn't know you any better, Moreau, I would have thought you were trying to make us trust you.
Oh, I have no reason. I'm a perfectly respectable gentleman. I'm trying to ingratiate myself and thank you for all the help you have given me over the last, a week or so. We've known each other.
Lavender.
Please, follow me. Who wants to go first? Whose room do you want to see first?
Oh, Mrs.
First.
Lavender.
Okay, well, we'll start over here then, and it'll take everyone up to the floor, lead everyone to the right, up the stairs. It's actually the perfect room. There's a map. Could you move us to the?
Okay, I'm on it. I'm just copying and pasting.
No, I knew you would be. I just like,
Crack that whip, Chris.
Hey, hey, Lavender. Have you ever had a
Yes,
pillow
yeah.
fight?
I'm sorry, what?
Have you ever had a pillow fight before?
A what fight? What's a pillow?
You
That
don't
is
do
the
rest,
most
do you?
lavender thing I've ever heard. What's a freaking pillow?
I think I forgot that you don't sleep, do you?
No, I haven't slept in years. I've seen way too much shit.
Well,
Moreau
at least the other
Moreau
thing
will
works well.
You turned off
lead
the
you
light.
guys. Moreau will lead you guys to the right and say, "Well, it's perfect. This is right in the furthest room is Miss Lavender's, and I think you'll very much appreciate this." He opens the door to the room, and
Oh, sorry.
and you can see the wood is slightly darker in this room. There is no bed. There is just a large number of comfy chairs and a chaise long where the bed would normally be. Bookcases cover one wall. It's decorated with various curios, knickknacks, shrunken heads, skulls, weird taxidermy, mosses and plants. There's a writing desk with a copy of the cork board from the library on one side. So, as I knew you didn't sleep, I'd put some chairs in here for you.
Oh, Moreau, I've never actually had a room to myself before. This is incredible. I mean, I'm partial to sleeping in the forest, but other than that, I've just bounced from tavern to tavern. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, there's a bathroom with a bath round the back of everyone's pretty much the same for everyone. just in case anyone want to share in ablutions.
Is that the recline chair?
It's a
Is indeed.
is long.
Ooh, that is extra fancy.
And Tharg, sorry, you're the next one along. If you want to follow me. And Moreau opens the door, and this room reminds you of like an orc war camp meets a tavern. Lots of throws, animal skins, unstained woods. There's little in the way of ostentation in this room. Next to the bed, there is a shrine to the Morning Lord and a prayer bench next to the bed. And there's a training mat and weapons racks on one of the wall. Very simple, like wardrobe on this side.
I am sure Thog would regard this as perfect.
And he's gonna Moreau's
You get a thank you and an offer of a leaflet.
Moreau will happily take the leaflet. Dayak, you're as the next one along here. If you want to follow me. And he opens the door and shows you inside. And this room oozes like elvish luxury. Evokes kind of the blues and greens of Silvery Moon. One corner of the room is devoted work area, smaller than the one downstairs. There's a mannequin for your armor, workbenches and tools. There's bookcases. It's very, very, very fancy and massive, kind of like just lots of like ostentation and very highly detailed elvish tones to this room.
This is wonderful. Oh, thank you so much.
No, I hope you enjoy it. We have got to, as I say, we owe ourselves a little bit of luxury given some of the places we've been hanging out in.
Definitely. And Dag will just instantly take off his armor and just put it on the mannequin. Like, it's a perfect fit as well. Wonderful.
Now,
move again.
And now, Ms. Eve, I hope you like this one. I've only been to Chult once, but I hope you quite like it. And he opens the door to this next room, and within it, this is themed Chulton. Lots of green, rough-cut wood. The patterns of the architecture remind you a lot of Port Nanzaru. There are plants, trees. The bed and the furniture in it are all halfling-sized. But like a huge. But the bed is like the same like size floor plan wise as like a normal person height bed, but it's smaller off the floor. There's also a kennel for champion, like a pen for champion, on one side. And he goes, I hope you enjoyed it. This is I hope someone makes you feel somewhat at home. And then he'll lead Ms. Meridia. You're our next one along here.
Maria will bountifully swoosh over.
And again, this is as you kind of open the room, you see one corner is like this sunken pool in the next to the bed, along with like weapons racks, training area. There is again a bed, a quite luxurious bed. Everything is very Fae themed. There's like a water theme running through here with like the walls as well, like various murals and things. I know you mentioned you're a water nymph of some kind. I thought this might incorporate your martial art and also make you feel a little bit more at home.
From the moment she locked eyes with that pull, she has been speed stripping her armor off of her and just throwing it to whatever side comes off in hand. She turns around to you, half armor off, tears in her eyes, like, "Thank you, Moreau. This is incredible." And when she does just strip all of her armor off, she just immediately drops into that sunken pool.
Moreau is averting his eyes.
And he's just in it.
And then he quietly backs out of the room to leave her to it. Ribib, you're up here. Oh no, is it Ribib or Hunter? The Hunter is next, I believe. This room's a lot more basic. He doesn't know Hunter quite as well, but he does notice there is like this there is a area of the room that is like a comfortable kind of dog bed, like really large for Chewy. On one side, again, large bed, nice kind of greens, very quite again, dark wood parquet floor, but very, very tailored. I have a weird thing about the fact that most rooms on D&D maps don't have toilets, and it really annoys me. So I'm like, I'll put it on there. So
I always put a loo in my maps. I'm like, I've got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jack would absolutely love this.
he goes, River, you're up next here, and now I think this is hopefully good. Always view, and there is this room is like a large wet room. Like there is a huge like spa, like very similar, even larger than the one in Meridia's. Just like a shaped like the large barrel that kind of is walk around. There is like a couple of, and that's just instead of a bed. And there is like a small sofa and sitting area, but they have effectively just a large wet room on like a dais.
What if it's inflatables?
Can you all hear me?
Oh yeah.
Now can you?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm using my phone like a phone. It's really hard RPing through a phone. But similar to Meridia, upon sight of any liquid, River immediately into an all-out sprint, dashes over, and without taking any clothes off, immediately dives in and is just making happy grung noises.
As you splash in, there is a thud on the wall to your south as Hunter shouts through, "Keep it down in there!"
This is all Misa ever wanted. Misa's so wet.
I will leave you to it now. Tia, I believe you are next on our little tour. And it opens the door to this room. And if it's similar to Daex, there is a work area, tinkering area, but there is this effectively again, everything in this in similar to Eve's room. It's all like sized to a kobold. There's again a really comfy, almost like a bed, but it's like almost like almost like so close to the floor. It's almost like just a floor of like pillows and quilts. There is a writing desk with books, an area to like design contraptions, a large toolbox. And it's hopefully this will keep you busy. If you've got any ideas, any inspiration takes you in the middle of the night.
This is fantastic. Thank you very much.
I'm very happy. And last but not least, of course, Tefel, if you want to come this way, you're just opposite Tia. And he opens the door. Again, almost thinking opposite to Tia and Eve's rooms, everything is slightly bigger to match kind of the Dragonborn size. The bed is very much adapted to Dragonborn physiology. It's like a stone base, which is like as you put your hand over it, is slightly heated. But the thing that immediately takes your attention is the tattoo studio in the corner of the room. Like a reclining chair, tray with pigments and needles, like a sink for hygiene as well. And so, yeah, I thought you can always get some practice, or if anyone wants one, you can just bring them up here. I don't know if the tattoos will last if we leave this place, but always good for practice.
Tefl just has like some tears forming in their eyes as they like step over and start washing their hands in the sink. Right, who's first?
You know what, Tefl?
Oh, sorry, go.
Just the River is going to get hella tattooed now.
It's all right. You go ahead, but I am going to start making some notes down on perhaps some arcane tattoos, if such a thing exists. Would we be able to do something like that?
Yes, I've been slowly researching it. I did my little training session with a master, and I was able to glean a little bit of information. The components are expensive and it will take more training, but maybe someday.
Well, I will certainly look into that. Perhaps
But the
something
more
in
I
the
practice, the
library.
closer I'll get.
What components do you need?
I still have a lot to learn, but from what I understand, it's gem, uh, like gemstone powders and other such things.
Is
Well,
it
better get to work
similar
on these then.
to resurrection gemstone powder?
Potentially, but I don't know enough yet to be sure. Perhaps the next time we're into town, I could look up a master again and try to get some more recipes and practice.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've got some gemstones on me if you want to practice now.
Yeah, and didn't I pick some up from the side last session?
Ooh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
it's got to be powder in a powder form, and it
We've
has
got
to imbue the ink, which I don't have the skills to do, but maybe the artificers.
Well, if anything, we have tools here to powderize gemstones.
I mean, as Dake said, we have tools, blades, and sword. So
I think with Teffel's knowledge and the artificer's knowledge of these things, it's essentially the same process as creating a magical item, only it's a magical ink. So you're looking at the same kind of timescales and monetary input as well as then the knowledge to make
okay.
it.
So if we could
should
do
look.
maybe some small experiments to see how the powder takes to a small amount of ink and what the result is when it's adhered to the skin.
Sure, I'll be a guinea pig. I'm sure Ribbit wouldn't mind.
And we'll
Well, we'll make it a group effort, and then maybe someday I can contribute.
Oh, that's totally right. If you need like practice, you can use my zombie friend. He's gonna look badass.
Okay. Well, while I'm here, instead of wasting my real ink, I could use the ink that's provided here. And then I'm sure if I use the ink that I have on me, even if I do it in this room, the tattoos should stay.
Anything you bring in here is remains real. It's just anything that's created by the room fades once you leave it. But yeah, if you use your own ink or we use like powdered gemstones that we've created using the implements here, that all sticks. So long as we brought it in ourselves, what we do to it here
Sorry,
doesn't
go on.
matter. No, I'm done.
What did I actually pick up last time, Matt? Have I got time to have a look?
What exactly are you referring to? As in the documents you picked up?
No. As we left the room, Lavender swept some gems off the side, and then Ribbit accidentally knocked the other one off.
The strange-looking ones.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the gem that set the whole alarm going. Yes.
Oh, 13.
What gems do you have?
You don't know what these are. They flash. There's a few different colors in front of you. You have a green, blue, a red, purple. The two artificers with you can easily tell you that they're not a normal terrestrial type gem. So they've got to be something else. But you have absolutely no idea what. They are an oddity. Gazing inside of them, they kind of seem to have that similar internal structure of a diamond, where you can see like the jagged, like a jagged interior almost of straight lines, kind of like quartz as well. Only all of those lines, those internal etches, all seem to be drawn down to the center, and as close as you can get to it to peer inside, they just seem to keep going and going and going. They never seem to reach each other at the center. Outside, though, is perfectly smooth and spherical.
I've actually never seen something like these before. Have any of you come across anything like this? It doesn't look like any gemstone I've studied.
Would I have come across any of things like this?
Give me an Arcana check.
No,
I
what
assist with
advantage well, there we go.
Sure. All three of
I'll
you.
give a guide. I'll give a guidance as well to you.
Okay.
I'll give emotional support from the pool.
Is it a 1d4?
Yeah,
Yep.
1d4.
Oh.
25?
You also don't know what this is. However,
Oh,
you can tell just by the oddity that you're staring at and the fact that you don't know what it is tells you it must be extraplanar in origin. It can't be from the prime material because you would recognize it. And it can't be common because, again, you're pretty sure you would recognize a kind of magical gemstone, even if, like secondhand you've heard of a thing. But amongst all of you putting your heads together, you can narrow it down to what it isn't. So it's probably rare, but you don't know what it is, even with a 25.
well,
I think I should put these back in my satchel.
that sounds very interesting.
Maybe not the best thing to try experimental tattoos with.
I think
Hunter,
we-
Ribbit, have either of you two ever seen anything like these before? Because they come from a different plane of existence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll kind of show it briefly to Ribbit to see if there's some sort of like recognition in his eyes, but mostly be aiming that towards Hunter.
Ribbit still doesn't remember.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if there's some sort of like twinkle of, oh, I kind of know what that is. He just doesn't
It
remember
looks like
himself.
he knows what he's looking at, but you can see that there's a vacant look in his eyes.
Yeah, and then
He
it's kind of
has
like a
also
Hunter.
forgotten I am still suffering from amnesia as well, so even if I had, I would currently be useless.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think we could try identify on this thing?
Hunter, Hunter got a natural 20 on his Arcana check.
That's what we like to hear. Hunter, darling, have you seen one of these before?
He has absolutely no idea what it is.
Fucking useless.
What was that? What again? Naked Meridia wandering the halls, wet and with a weird gem. Did one of you two say you could identify what this is?
As
Maybe
you
I put
guys
some
go
clothes
to
on.
shield your eyes, you realize that you probably don't have to. Scrambling around Meridia, like piling one on top of each other, the spectral servants keep on throwing themselves in the way of private parts. So you just it's like a patchwork that keeps appearing and disappearing, but you can never actually see anything untoward.
Amazing.
That is a killer Halloween look.
I'm not even recognizing this with like I've got a passive perception of 9. I don't see any of this. I'm just wandering around with this gem. Like, please, somebody tell me what this is before we die.
I think it is somewhat concerning that between all of us, not a single one have seen this, of us have seen anything like this before. And they were just out there on the table on that guy's desk.
As I'm kind of handing the gems over to either Tia or Daik, whichever one of them I heard say the word identify, Meridia will say that, well, I mean, they did come from an Illithid's office, so it could be from that plane of existence, but handing gems over.
I mean, we can try. It will take a little while, though. Maybe 10 minutes.
Well, we've got a little while. Go ahead.
Okay, I would like to cast Ritual to do the identify.
Still all the way up here.
Like to what? Sorry, you went really quiet then.
Like to do the magic identify using Ritual. It would take 10 minutes.
Okay, I will remind you. Lavender did have detect magic up last time. At some point, and they were not magical.
Not magical, but not of this plane. So, yeah, just from another one.
Yeah.
So basically, like probably like getting a mineral from another planet that,
Yeah.
yeah, just super rare but not magical or whatever.
Alright, it is for magical object only.
No, look, it'll be super common, just not on our plane.
Yeah.
We'll find its plane of origin, and it's like, it's like rocks. The whole place is made of them.
Alright, it's like one of those shows with they had some kind of episode that they were cheese or something on the moon or something. Well, I can't really know what this is then, except that it's a nice looking gem. But on the other hand, can I cast the identify on the green dragon gem that I did smuggle at
The
one
one you
point
picked up
from
in
the
session 1.
yeah.
Yeah, you can. Oh god. Okay.
Wait, we still hadn't cast identify on that thing?
No.
Nope, a green orb with dragon and carving.
Oh yeah, I know exactly which one you meant.
Yeah.
Because we discussed it, you were very adamant on you wanting it.
You pull it out, and again, this is something you've not gazed upon in a couple of weeks now. Casting
Blow the dust out.
identify on it. You discover that this is an orb of dragon kind.
Oh, that's the big one that we got.
It's the
Okay.
one that Tia robbed from Mordenkainen and Malkor's office.
Oh, dang!
I admit nothing, I just borrowed it. Well, for a very long time because I forgot about it. Oops.
Well done.
Is anyone else doing anything?
Huh. I'm not sure I should really have this subject at this point. Oh, at the same time, if I can, I would like to see if I can understand what the potion false hope does.
I believe you would already know. Let me just double check.
Do I?
I mean, are you casting identify on that as well?
Yeah, may as well.
Cool.
You know, we have a bunch of things that haven't quite finished. A half-written spell scroll. Well, I must say I'm sorry, I haven't really cleaned the bag of holding for a while. There are quite a lot of things in there. Mainly materials.
That is an awesome magic item.
Thank you very much. So, what's everybody else doing?
Practice my tattooing on any willing participants, and then I will take my shield and Dorian down to the downstairs workshop. This could be another group venture. If we want to keep Dorian with us, I still need to adhere him to my shield.
That's a very good
Dake
idea.
Dake will help with this endeavor.
Wait, did you actually get Dorian's face off the door?
No, I guess not technically.
So he's definitely not with you at the minute.
Well,
No,
yeah,
still got
but
it,
for the future, when we get him, it won't be
Yeah.
too hard to get him, hopefully.
Yeah.
But the next time we get him,
Can Lavender's tattoo just be like a single skull on her wrist?
sure.
Yeah. Teffel, how about you just give me a performance check, and based on that, you can describe to me exactly what the tattoos are, what they look like, and who they're on.
I
Moreau
have
will give you bardic inspiration as well.
sweet. I have borrowed knowledge up at the moment,
Okay.
which gives me proficiency as well to this. So it's
Well. Sorry, keep going.
Nice.
shit.
Oh.
Got a D10.
Bardic inspiration. Yeah, thank God. Okay, so 12.
Is that with your borrowed knowledge?
Yep.
Okay. In that case, how well do you think you've done, Teffel?
I've been doing better recently, so I'm a bit disappointed. But I am just using my practice ink, so presumably once we leave, it'll disappear. And once I'm a bit more consistent, I'll try with real ink.
Okay. While that's going on, and there is a steady line of zombies and people going in and out of this new tattoo parlor, what's everybody else doing?
I am swimming as much as physically possible.
Moreau will probably make his way over to his room when no one is around, and he'll take off his coat, sit down in his chair that's in there, and start reading a book from one of the shelves, and just
Okay.
gently spend a bit of time with himself.
Okay.
We all like to spend
Admiring
some
his
time
new
with our
dope ink.
girl.
Okay, cool. Any more for any more? I will say, as Teffel, you begin to come to a close with your tattooing for the day. You've not done the best, but it's passable. And obviously, with that expectation and in some cases hope that it will disappear once you leave the mansion, you're wrapping up, beginning to, plan to make your way downstairs to the workshop. get things ready for the Dorian addition to the shield. And you hear something strange. It sounds like whispers, but no, it's more like a distant calling. Under the breath, but calling out your name. As you focus in on it, Teffel, the whispers aren't like in this room. They're not in your head. They're coming from down the corridor, outside. This way. Do you want more? Power could be yours. It takes a minute of listening in to a few of these different voices. It seems like you're being offered something. And
Does it?
the cold shiver streaks down your spine. The offers that are coming your way, those temptations, they seem all too familiar.
Does it sound like the voice that gave me the gift?
Not exactly, but similar.
I just immediately start following and
Okay.
trying to find where the voice is coming from.
You make your way out into the center of the mansion. You can tell nobody else is hearing this, despite the fact it definitely sounds like it's audible to you. Everyone else is just going about their business. Meridia is still splashing around with an abundance of servants blocking her open door. The calling keeps it keeps its constant rhythm. It's coming from the northeast.
I just keep going. If no one reacts, but I'm drawn
Okay.
to the voice.
As you follow them, they get louder and louder and louder. This way. All could be yours. Take another gift.
If I hear that, I start running.
Following the voices, you find yourself drawn to one particular door. The only door you have not seen through or been through. It's closed, but the voices are definitely coming from the other side.
I like hurriedly try to open it.
It opens easily. You burst through expecting this crescendo of voices and temptation to be meeting you in the face, that muffled sound to be alleviated. But as you swing open the door and step through, it's silent. And you're met with a rather confused looking Moreau sat looking up at you reading his book.
Can I help you, Turfall?
Sorry to have disturbed you. What? I'm very sorry. I don't know what came over me. I would never
no.
normally barge into someone's room. I heard something.
Do you want a reading, or I've got my table here.
Well, maybe.
Are you okay? You seem a bit shaken up.
Well, it's. Do you remember those voices when we tried to keep you away from accepting a gift?
Moreau's going to get up.
But
He's going to close the door. I know you said you heard them too. I remember them all too well.
we tried to stop you from reaching them. But then I myself ended up succumbing to one of them.
Why are you bringing this up now? Are you
I heard the voices again. The
here?
gift they gave me was extraordinary. I brought our party members back from the dead.
That is quite the gift.
I want more. Maybe it was that voice that was compelling me to come get a reading.
Maybe, yeah, that would make sense. The spirits move in very strange ways. They brought you here. It's not something I can explain myself. This isn't from them, as far as I'm aware. Please, sit down. We can do a reading if you wish.
May I?
Yeah, of course. And he'll gesture to the chair.
I'll sit down kind of nervously, but very excited, and my eyes are bright and eager. If I could get a gift like that again, I could be useful to this group. I could do something for a change. Could keep us alive. But more importantly, I could use it when I go back home after all this.
I know you mentioned that you lost people, but I don't want you to take a gift from someone you don't know. You are useful to this group. You are very useful to this group. Do not think otherwise.
But all I do is fumble. I could make a real difference if I could save people. What I've done to bring back Tia and Ribib, what I attempted to do, well, to the one we've lost. I could do that more. I could be more useful. And I could reconcile things from my past as well. I need that power.
You look at Moreau and he kind of when you particularly mention like saving people and helping people, there's a look over his face, a genuine, like he has this facade, quite a lot of everything. He seems genuinely like not taken aback, but genuinely sympathetic and genuine. There's a moment of genuine connection there where he kind of looks and goes, I think we can still work together on that. I know how sometimes you just feel like there's nothing you can do and nothing you do is good enough.
But you've seen it yourself. I'm just a disappointment. I couldn't even save Nith when it came down to it. This could make a real asset to us.
I saw you. I've seen you fight. You are definitely an asset. I will help you. I will help you in whatever way I can. But I don't want you to think that you are not an asset. You are capable. You are able to do many things. I can't fight. I'm not a fighter. My martial abilities are scant to remain the least. But I'm trying to find my way and find my place. You can do things that I'm incapable of doing. Don't do yourself down. You are an exceptionally capable person.
But imagine if I was more capable.
I'll help you. Let's see if we can. I don't quite know why this voice has brought you here, or even how they brought you here, but let's see what we can do. There's a number of things I wanted for myself at that temple, and from the sounds of things, some knowledge that Miss Lavender let me know that is no longer there, and I would do anything to get that knowledge. There are things in my past
Not
that I
without
wish.
a price. I hope you realize.
Oh, I've been paying a price for a very long time. And it's a price I'm more than willing to pay. So, let's see why they brought you here. And Moreau will get out his Tarot Cadet.
Teffel will just like lean in.
And I'm just trying to find the details of the Tarot Cadet in a second. Here we go. And he will look at it and he'll go, okay, let's see. He will say, I need you to just touch the deck, focus on it as much as you can. Cut it a few times, as much. Just get to know the deck.
I'll try to like shuffle it clumsily with my clawed hands and mix them around.
Moreau will take it back once that's been done, and he'll say, just tell me when to stop. And he'll, like, flick the cards until you say stop.
Stop.
And he'll put the deck. And he'll reveal the first card.
In
Matt,
what
have you
way
got the
are
deck?
you doing this?
He's being genuine.
Random. Okay.
No, he's doing genuine. He's
Go
not.
for it.
He's not doing his usual. Okay. So you see, and I'll try to zoom in because I'll have to see this thing.
You can drag it out and put it on the screen if you wish. I'll do it for you if you want.
Yeah, please, Matt. That'd be great. Yeah, you see a merchant. This is for those of you who played in the Curse of Strahd campaign, you'll notice he looks very similar to a certain toy maker on this card. As he kind of looks at it, there's in this kind of very hand drawn, sketched out card, quite well done, weirdly. This is the trader, the 3 of coins. This is your past. This usually represents things to do with fair, equitable. Sometimes those who take this card, they talk about that there's an interest of fairness and reciprocity in their past or their own personal feelings for it. Does that mean anything to you?
I mean, it reminds me of home. Home before the incident.
Okay, we'll move on. If you want to cut the deck again, just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
And he cuts the deck and goes to take another and says, if you remove this card, we'll see what this is. He looks at it. The card on this deck. Oh, 1 second. I think I took one card and then removed it, Matt. There's one. There. Oh, there we go. You see just roiling mists appear before you, very similar to what you've seen previously. Now this is interesting. It often means something unexpected or mysterious, something destiny that can't be avoided, great quest or journey will try the very essence of your spirit.
Like what we're in the midst of now.
Indeed. I'll do one more read and see what's in our future. Say stop, and he'll
Stop.
takes the deck, cuts it, and takes another card. And you see a figure, wizened, with like a kind of a portal behind them. This is the Nine of Stars, the Conjurer, the coming of a supernatural threat. Those who think of themselves as gods. What
You think that's Loelia?
it could be.
Bears a striking resemblance from the descriptions I've heard.
Whatever we're doing, I think whatever gift we need to get, I think it's going to involve taking her out in some way. I'm going to do one more thing. And Moreau's going to do something he hasn't done before. Matt, you'll see, he'll take off the eye patch, and there's this kind of strange, like, the first time you've ever seen this Teffel, because he keeps this usually quite in this kind of strange, misty
Oh my god.
eyeball look. The mists are very similar. The coloration is very similar to you've seen the mists, and he's going to use his dark gift, Matt.
Oh my god.
The where was it? Find it in my features that we did before. The contacts of the plane.
Okay. First off, I think
What?
it's an intelligence saving throw.
See how this goes. Okay. 14? Oh, so 13? Oh, but I think I can do something. I think I can do something. I think I've got knowledge from past life. I think that lets me do it for saving throw. Does it? Does it? Ah, it's an ability check. No, it doesn't let me do it.
Did you say a 13?
13, 1-3.
Okay. Can you please take 18 points of psychic damage?
Mm.
As
What do I see?
you see Moreau focus intently for a split second for grasping his head and keeling over. And your calmness, your this experience you're having with the cards, visions of the future, it's all broken as Moreau just begins to scream. Moreau, from your perspective, you're just watching yourself, all yourselves, all of the time, one after the other, reliving every last bit. And the mansion is full of the screams of Moreau.
Mm.
And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh, fuck!
I'm sorry, what?
What?
God damn.
I did not see that coming, Matt.
Oh, what? Oh my god. What's going on?
Some real fucked up shit, yo.
Are we in a
Hopefully, it's not a dimension of masochism.
Too late.
Ah, shit.
Oh my
Oh.
god, that was amazing.
That was cool.
Can we have a massive round of applause for Chris and his amazing,
Well done.
amazing mansion?
Yes.
This map is so cool.
Yes.
Thank you guys. I'm
So good.
really glad you like it. I was kind of so this thing was like, I want to give everyone their own room, and I've been thinking about this for a while ever since I was going to take Bard. So I was like, yeah, you guys are getting a mansion.
Oh,
Fucking sick, man.
Yeah.
we got a squad house. Love it.
Split splash.
And
let's take it
Attention
away.
to detail, personalization, absolutely brilliant, Chris.
Yeah,
Well,
that
thank you.
was so cool. All the rooms are amazing.
Yeah.
I just want to say that whole tarot RP was absolutely riveting. I have been glued to my phone the whole time.
Also,
Riveting or riveting?
Like,
Yeah.
I want another dark gift. Gets the trader, gets the mists.
Ugh.
Talking Aurelia gets that for the future thing.
Future.
That's a bit weird,
That is
yeah.
And that's
that
on
was like
tarot.
That was too perfect.
F kiss. Mwah.
Hey guys, you know how they say that like has anybody here watched the Supernatural episode where they go to that weird house and it's all the sigils and they manifest an actual thing into reality? Is that what we've done? Have we manifested Lalalia into existence?
Uh-oh.
Are we the baddies?
But can the rest
We're
of
the baddies.
Can the rest of the house hear Moreau screaming?
Oh,
or am I the only
absolutely.
one?
Well, at this
Absolutely.
point, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, dang, we can
Yeah.
hear it. Ooh.
Initially, we have
'Cause I
wanted
need
to.
some backup.
So
We
wait,
could just help, but can't really hear from upstairs, so not really there.
hang on. Are we? Is it just the single Moreau scream we hear, or are we hearing X amount of Moreau scream?
Moreau starts screaming.
Yeah,
There is no end. The session has ended. The screaming has not.
right. Okay.
No, but is it one voice
Yeah,
or
because
multiple voices?
You said the mansion was full of the screams of Moreau's. Plural.
Just Moreau.
Okay, cool.
As in Moreau's.
As in our Moreau.
His.
Yeah.
I love the idea
Our
that we'll start
perspective,
next session
single and
with
Moreau.
all of us. We're all just going to burst through swords in hand. What's happening? What's the problem?
You guys are
I
gonna
cannot
think
wait.
I've like attacked him or something.
Yeah,
In
probably.
Moreau's
This voice again.
mind, multiple.
There's also going to be a retinue of spectral servants because I'm not going to stop to put armor on if I hear Moreau scream. So we're going to bust through the door dramatically, and then I'm just going to be circled by bounding, jumping, leaping spectral servants.
I love that detail, Matt. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you guys bursting in like all serious, and two of you are absolutely fucking drenched because you've just been in puddles in the
Yeah.
room.
And one completely naked. Wow.
That's
Amazing.
fucking sick.
Oh,
That was a sick
I'm
session.
excited for next week now. Can we
Yeah.
start now?
Yeah. I mean, technically it's
Is it
still
Thursday
Thursday,
yet?
so
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
working tomorrow, so go for it.
I am, but fuck it, let's go.
Alright, I think I need to call in tomorrow sick then.
Oh, I want to play
Nice.
more.
I know, me
No,
too.
same,
But
same.
I have food to eat and a job to do tomorrow, so
Yeah, also,
See you later.
just so you guys are all aware, we're gonna miss next Wednesday.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're away.
Good thing we're not playing on Wednesday.
Sorry,
Then.
Thursday. We're gonna
No,
miss
it's
next
Thursday, yeah. We're not here, sorry.
oh,
Yeah, I think probably have to miss it as well, fortunately, because I've got a few different bits and pieces on next week, so I'm probably not going to have much time at home, so I might have to give it a miss otherwise.
Okay,
Okay,
so I'm probably not going to be available in 2 weeks because we're moving.
Oh, no.
guys, what are you doing to me?
I mean, we're moving to
We need to
Liverpool.
play Dungeons and
You moving?
Dragons.
Are you moving back? You moving back to Liverpool?
Yes, we are.
I did not.
Hey.
Amazing.
Join us.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's you're forgiven.
Yay!
Join us. Yes.
That means that we can play in person D&D.
Yes. Like
Well,
old
yeah. You get
times.
back to me about Gristlegrave dates that are good for everybody as well.
I'll try and confirm whether or not I am or not. It's just there's a lot. I've got a weird month next month, so
Yeah, no
um,
problems. If
so
it
it's
does
just-
end up better that it's better online, we can do online, but it would be nice to meet up and have like a Halloween.
yeah. Don't let
weekend.
me or my plans hold it. That, you know, if I can't make it, then go ahead. Yeah, don't make it online. If you guys don't do online, it probably would be either I attend or not attend at all. So
No problem.
I will let you guys know as soon as I know more.
Alright, see you later, guys.
See you later, guys.
Okay.
Speak
Thank you
soon.
for the fun time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.